Today on In the Wood Yard, we're going to talk about my average customer and what they buy. Here we go. So this question comes up a lot in the comments on my channel when people are asking me about my customers and what they buy and why they buy what they do, and they want to tell me all about their customers, which is great. I love learning about what other people are doing. My customers are different than a lot of other customers out there that people sell wood to. The reason I'm going to bring this up is because I have actually ran the numbers, and I'm going to show you the things that I see that are common, show you the things that I see that are different from my area versus maybe some of the other areas of people that sell firewood. And for those of you that don't even sell firewood, you might want to know, well, how much wood should I get? How much wood should I go through in a year? What do I need? We're going to talk about it today. So I have about 200 customers. I might have more, I might have less, somewhere in that range. Now, they don't all buy every year. Some people buy a face cord or a third of a cord, and that'll last them 2-3 years. But then they call back, a year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, hey, I'm almost out of wood, I need more wood. Now some of those people I will deliver to, and I get there and I've got their face cord or third of a cord, which is 4 feet high, 8 feet long, 16-inch pieces. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of wood. That's gonna last us forever. Well, that person's probably not heating with wood. And that's a lot of my customers. They're not heating with wood. It's for fun. It's for the backyard fire pit. It's for their fireplace. And they don't have fires very often. Those kind of customers make up about 1/3 of my customer base. They order one face cord or 1/3 of a cord once a year, maybe once every other year. So what I have done is I've taken all my customers, and I've done this twice, 2 different years in a row. I add up all my sales because I keep track of what everybody orders. I keep track of how much, when they bought, what kind they bought, their name, address, comments, kids' names, dogs' names, all the stuff I need to know when I go there so I know how to relate to them. And I ask questions all the time on the phone and when I'm there. What do you use your wood for? Are you heating with it? Is it for a fireplace? Is it for a wood boiler? Do you have a wood stove? What kind do you like best and why? I ask a lot of questions because if you want to learn about your customers, ask questions. Don't be telling them about you and your whatever. Ask them questions, get them to talk. The more they talk, the more information you get. The more information you get, the better job you can do servicing them. Just a tip. Okay, so those people that buy that one face cord or 1/3 of a cord once a year, maybe once every other year, those people might only make up 15-20% of my customers. They're not a majority, they're the minority, which is good. But I still want them as customers because a lot of times you deliver to someone like that and you think, well, they're gonna order once every other year, once every 3rd year, but all of a sudden they give you a call and say, hey, my neighbor's interested, can I give him your number? Well, yeah, of course you can. And then that person orders 2 full cords every year. Customers lead to customers. So treat them all the same, treat them all really good. So the next people are the ones that are probably the biggest part of my business. Those are the people that buy a single face cord or a 1/3 of a cord, but they buy it many times during the year. I would say this makes up probably 40% of my customers. People that will buy, say, 3, 4, 5, 8 times a year, but they want one face cord at a time. Because I am not selling to heating people that heat with wood. And that's something that comes up in the comments all the time. Well, my customers want as big a chunk of wood as possible because they want the wood to last all night long and they want the wood to burn and get a lot of heat out of it. That's not my customer. My customer is drinking beer and watching TV, watching movies, sitting by the fire, or sitting in the backyard, drinking beer, burning marshmallows, having fun. They're burning money. They're enjoying life. They are not doing it to heat with. Generally, I have found people that are heating with firewood and buying it want the cheapest, best wood they can get. And they're always looking for a deal. My people, you're gonna deliver it? Awesome. How much is it? Awesome. Bring it. When can you be here? That's my customer. They don't think ahead either. A lot of times they'll go out to the garage and think, oh geez, we only got a few sticks of wood yet. We better call Chris. So they call me and say, hey Chris, we're almost out of wood. And it's the weekend, which means I know what that means. They want to have fires. And so I tell them, can I bring it right away? And they're like, absolutely. And I get there and literally they're down to 1 or 2 pieces and they got a fire going in the fireplace. They don't plan ahead because they're not depending on their lives for heat with firewood. It's just for fun. Totally different customers than what a lot of people have. So those people that are ordering multiple times, the reason they order multiple times is because they don't want a big, huge pile of wood alongside their garage, outside their house, or a big pile out in their front yard. They want a nice, neat, single row alongside the edge of their garage, inside or outside or their backyard. They usually have one of those racks that holds a third of a cord or a face cord, not a full cord. They don't want a full cord. That's too much wood for them. That takes up a lot of space. They want to fill that rack, which is 4 feet high, 8 feet long, 16-inch pieces. 1/3 of a cord, one face cord, same thing. Or a rick or a rink or a roll, whatever you want to call it. That's what they want. And when it gets down to the bottom, where they're down to just a few on the bottom, they order more. They call me and they order more. That's my customer, and I'm fine with that. Those people that call back again and again and again consistently are cash flow to me, and that's what matters. Yes, it's a pain having to go all those times back and forth, but it's not as much of a pain when they just keep giving me money. That's a good thing. And I can do those orders in a very short amount of time. Throw it in, go, take it, dump it off, come back, do it again. My record for deliveries in one day is 17 face cords or thirds of a cord. So in cords that would be about 6 full cords in a day. But some of those were 3 at a time, 4 at a time, 2 at a time. When I'm talking third of a cord or face cords, and a couple singles. 17 in one day. That was like $2,200 in one day. So that's not normal. Normally I will do 2, 3, maybe 4 deliveries in a day. I might have a single or 2 in there. I might have a couple doubles, and I might have a full cord with 3 face cords. So an average day, $500, $700, $800, $900, $1,000. That's very average on days when I'm doing delivery. But I don't deliver every day. Some days, sometimes I'll go 3, 4 days without any deliveries at all because I got other stuff going on. I got videos to make for you guys. I've got another business I'm running. I have a life. So a lot of times I try to group up my deliveries all on the same day. So when I'm ready and I'm going, and I can do them back to back to back, and sometimes even put 2 loads at a time and deliver one, then deliver the other one. So I try to group them up as much as possible, and that's how I make my videos. Today, I shot 3 videos. This is my 3rd one. Then there's a lot of days I don't shoot any, just saying. That's how it works. I batch stuff as much as possible. Same as firewood. So the people that buy a lot of wood make up maybe 20% of my customers, maybe. And those, when they buy a lot, when I say that, that means they're ordering a full cord, which is 3 face cords or 3/3 of a cord, all at one time. And they might do that 2 or 3 times a year. And those people a lot of times are heating with wood. But I also have people that just burn fires all the time. I have one customer, actually I have a couple of them, they have 3 fireplaces. 3. And they burn outside. So they're burning wood all the time. And they burn wood year round. I have probably a good 6 to 8 customers I deliver a face cord of wood to, or 1/3 of a cord, every month, year round. They just keep buying. Some people will buy it in batches, and yes, that I can deliver it, and we can put it all wherever they want it, dump it, and they stack it. Sometimes they pay me to stack it, but that's not normal for me. That's more normal for my brother. He will deliver sometimes 7 full cords, and he'll do it all in 1 day or 2 days, whatever it takes him, to one customer. And a lot of you I know that sell wood for heating purposes to people, maybe in areas where there's not a lot of people are heating with wood. I don't have one single customer that I shouldn't say that. I don't have one regular customer that I sell wood to that heats in a wood boiler. Those people generally want the cheapest wood possible, and they don't really care what they're burning. That's not what I sell. Those people are more in the country. I am in a suburb area here. Most of the people I sell to are burning for fun. I have a few people sometimes that will order wood because they run out at the end of winter, and they'll just say, hey, bring me whatever you got, I'm out of wood. Or I have one guy in particular, he orders about every other year and he gets about a full cord. He always orders for me because I have smaller wood than what he normally has. He orders it for his wife when he's gone on vacation on a fishing trip. He goes into spring and he goes down to somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico or something like that. He's gone for like a week or 2 weeks. He says, bring me some wife wood. So I bring him smaller stuff because she likes the smaller stuff. So that's what he does. Now I sell every year somewhere between 500 and 600 face cords, which is about 170 to 200 full cords. That's what I sell. That's all I really can produce with the time that I have. Once I retire from my main business, I'll be able to do more if I choose to, if I want to, if I want to grow the business. That doesn't mean I'm going to, but I could. But I'm happy with that amount. It keeps me busy, gives me great exercise. I enjoy doing it. If I had to do this full time and produce massive amounts and have employees, the fun would go away pretty fast, I think. So with all that being said, I ran all the numbers. I added up all my customers for 2 different years. I added up how much wood I delivered, and then I divided it out. My average customer from me, not from you or guys that are selling to people for you. This is for my customers. They buy 2.5 face cords, or 5/6 of a full cord, if that's how you like to say it. If I average it out. So more than 2, less than 3. That's my average. Which for a lot of you are going to say, well, that's not much. Because I know a guy in this area, he delivers more out in the country. He's actually farther north here. And then there's another guy that's over to the east. They sell wood, and I think it's not full time for them. Their minimum is 5 face cords at a time, because that's what they're I think they have, one guy has a dump truck, the other guy has a 5th wheel dump trailer, and they only want to do it if they can do a full load at a time. That's their minimum. Well, great for them, but you're really cutting back on the number of customers you're going to sell to if you do it that way. I want to sell to people that are willing to pay a little bit more and are happy, and there's a lot of those people in my area, 250,000 people that I sell to. So this brings up another comment that comes up all the time in the comments. Well, people in my area would never pay your prices. No, probably not. Because you live in an area where there's a lot of trees and very few people. If you live in an area with a lot of trees and hardly any people, you're not going to be able to charge much for your firewood. Because a lot of those people more than likely cut their own firewood. And there's a lot of trees. Supply and demand. Now, if you go the other direction, say you're in Chicago, Washington, D.C., Denver, big city. Well, I consider big cities. Lots of people, no trees. You're going to be able to charge a lot more. Now, I know people that are from big cities, and they sell a full cord from anywhere from $600 on the low end to $800 for a full cord. An hour to the west of here, out in the sticks, where there's not a lot of people and there's a lot of trees, or an hour north of here, $150 to $200 for a full cord is the going rate. The supply and demand matters, and where you are matters. Because wood is heavy, bulky, hard to transport, and costs a lot to get it there. You're going to pay more in a big city. It's just the way it is. If you understand how business works, supply and demand is everything. If you have a limited supply and a lot of people that want it, prices are going to be high. If you have a lot of something that not everybody really needs, price is going to be low. Now, I also ran my numbers on how much money everybody spends with me. When I add up everything of the money that people give me, that includes the wood that I'm delivering, it includes the delivery fees, it includes my tips that I get, which I get quite a few of. My average, I've got it written down right here, is $145 per face cord or third of a cord. And if it's 2.5 that I'm selling on an average, that's $362.50. That's my average customer. And in those numbers, I am also figuring into those numbers, to get those numbers, the people that are repeat buyers. So I'm not just saying that's what they're going to spend each time, because like I said, a lot of people will buy from me 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. I still consider that one customer. So that customer might order 2 full cords, but it's 6 trips for me. So each time they're spending 120, maybe tipping me 20 bucks, still 140 bucks. Maybe they're paying delivery, so it's another 25 bucks. So you figure it all out. $362.50 average customer for me. $145 per face cord or third of a cord. That's average. 2.5 face cords or 5/6 of a full cord. There you go. Those are my numbers. I don't know what they mean to you, but now you know. It comes up all the time. Just thought I'd share them with you. That's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Poke the buttons. I'll be back tomorrow 5:30 a.m. with another video for you. Right now, go watch all the other videos. There's 1,300 waiting for you right now. Good night, Irene.